very.
Guess we gotta try this again. Dear Lord, I know that we've been here before. It's been a long time, I hope that you don't slam the door. I try to walk away, but there's some shit I can't ignore. I could be wrong, but seems like you don't even care no more. Cause since our last talk, you ain't playing fair no more. And when I pray, it kinda feel like you ain't there no more. I still don't understand why niggas who deserve it dies living, but the ones who ain't deserve it isn't here no more. And no, I don't want no one else to die. Instead of trading souls, I got something else in mind. There's a lot of moments that I wish that I could change. I could fix a lot of pain if you help me out this time. Maybe we can undo all the damage, press rewind. But set the clock and make it so some niggas never die. Or maybe fix all the mistakes of those that's still alive and give them all a second try. Erase that Will Smith slap and turn them back around. Or wait till they get backstage so they can have it out. Or maybe make it so that Chris chose a different joke, a different topic, something Jada won't be mad about. Matter of fact, let's talk about the shit I'm sad about. When Pop Smoke accidentally leaked that address out. Lord, you know the streets crazy, how you drop the ball? When you know niggas keep a target on these rappers now. And give us Kobe Bryant back, we a mess without him. Take back the day he ever stepped inside that helicopter. Make him take the car instead and forget the chopper. Maybe take a different route or get a different driver. Can't believe you took his daughter and she left behind him. It's kinda hard to see the positive and that's the problem. I know you don't make mistakes, but I was hoping you'll erase that bullshit so his family won't be left without him. And I wish I could fly to Russia on a different mission and make him pay for putting Brittany Griner in the prison. Or maybe you could bring her back to February 17th and you can take the CBD so she ain't flying with it. Or maybe change that 9 years and give her 9 minutes. Or better yet, change the laws so they can stop tripping. I know that's a lot to wish and it ain't my business. But until you grant my wish, I ain't gonna stop wishing. But Lord, listen, this shit irking me. How you take PMB, that shit absurd to me. So many questions about that shit and it's disturbing me. That niggas can't eat waffles without security. And niggas can't work hard and go buy some jewelry. That one hurt to see. And by the end of the song, they gon' try to murder me. And if they do, I hope my fans take it personally. I know you hear me talking, Lord, don't be curving me. Won't you take us back to Kylie Jenner's party? Before them shots hit the floor, before the bullets ricochet and leave it dripping more. We don't know the truth or if we misinformed, but either way, take it back and make Tory hop inside a different car. Broke my heart when DMX died, I hit the call. Feel like that nigga was an angel in a different form. Might have had a drugs problem like he did before, but he was fighting demons and I know that that's a different war. You must got a major ego. I ain't trying to disrespect and trying to play the hero. But when you took Takeoff, you took my favorite Migos. Look, I don't know how that makes sense, cause it makes zero. The fucking wrong place, wrong time, that ain't Gito. Took that man right in his prime, that's playing Evo. When Tiny Luster died, I cried and played CeeLo. Cause I can't even watch Friday without saying Devo. You know this shit got me stressed, right? Staring at the Bible, trying to figure out who's next, like. Why you take the ones who ain't deserve to see what death like? Meanwhile, 6ix9ine free, living his best life. Go back to the day that he took the stand and confessed, right? Tape his mouth shut so he never talks to the fans, like. Make him do his time so his niggas gotta do less, right? Make him learn from Bobby so he can know what respect, like. Lord, forgive me for my language and these bad words. But that Candace Owens bitch get on my last nerve. How you gonna tell me that what we witnessed on TV was a murder when we watch niggas turn his ass into Casper? George died from asphyxiation and that's a factor. Fentanyl or not, he'd have never died in his last words. Well, I cannot breathe, so really she gotta chill. Or maybe they should trade places so she can see how I feel. Little bitch got me stressed, God. Probably not prepared for what I'm asking next, God. Bring Ye mama back, cause he a mess, God. And he ain't been the same ever since Donda West died. Yeah, that's the day Kanye West died. First his heart, then his mind, then the rest died. And if your bank account is overkill, your soul could be broken still. Even the rich spirit money can't buy. I pray that heavens watch me. Rest in peace, Biz Marquis, you got peace. Young Dolph, King Von, Drake in your top 3. Black Rob, Trouble, Virgil, and Shock G. Pat Stay, K-Slay, and Fred the God G. She almost took Lil TJ, but I'm happy he got Lee. Lord, you even took Black Panther, that's not G. And when Sidda Musabala got shot, that shot me. Begging for your guidance on this ghetto earth. Frustrated, trying to understand how heaven works. I'm just hoping you can pull a couple strings and redo a couple things so maybe we can get a second turn. You took juice from us that forever hurts. I'm putting the blame on you that it never worked. I know this ain't your fault, it's the devil's work. That was work.
What's going on, everyone? Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys are doing good. Big day today. FOMC, Federal Open Market Committee, for those of you who don't know what it means. Pretty much went the way I thought it would. Hasn't. I mean, obviously, intraday I was expecting liquidation. I'm sure you guys saw me tweeting earlier. All of these people taking shorts way too early. Guys, there's always like the initial move from a news-based event. We're also near resistance, so, you know, a lot of those people think they're geniuses taking shorts. I think they're going to get liquidated, personally. What's up, you sir? What's up, Mining? What's up, Dorian? Thanks for the kind words, Brandon. What's up, Ark? Oh, I've been feeling good for a while. I got over that whole, like I said, it's seasonal allergic bronchitis. It comes and goes once a year, twice a year. Fall and spring. Right before we start the fall and spring. Usually the end of fall. When I lived in Florida, I never had to deal with it, but living here, it definitely sucks. Looking forward to moving back to Florida, though. Okay, so a couple things. First things first, I told this to my students, to everyone that's in the Patreon group or whatever. Just because I'm on Twitter or just because I say I'm looking for shorts doesn't mean I'm shorting. So there's some confusion to my tweet earlier today that even though we dumped, I mean, I've been talking about this exhaustion for a while. Just because I say I'm looking for shorts doesn't mean I'm entering a 100x short position or whatever. I don't even use leverage. I'm more or less looking for a setup. A lot of you that have been following me for a while know what I look for. If you've taken my class, you know what I look for. I haven't made a trade in 4 or 5 weeks. I don't need to. I'm a swing trader. When I made a huge trade beginning of the year at 16.5, rode it up and down to about 23. Tried to ride to 25 and then didn't get anything from 28, really. I got the first 5%. That was it. I thought it was a breakdown retest. Can't nail them all. But just want to say that if you see me tweeting looking for shorts, it doesn't mean I'm short. It means I'm looking for a short. It means that the idea of a short is in my mind, but I need the setup. I need a point of invalidation. I need to figure out the risk metric, etc. How are the Philippines? What part? Probably back where I used to live in Miami, so Palmetto Bay, which is near Palmetto Bay, I think a county. Palmetto Bay, that area. It's kind of like you have downtown Miami, Brickell, and then Coral Gables, Kendall, and then Palmetto Bay. Palmetto Bay is kind of out. So if you think of it as a really long peninsula, you have downtown Miami all the way near the water, right? On the tip of the peninsula. And then Palmetto Bay is kind of you're still close to the water, right? But it's kind of the far end of Miami. It's about a 15-minute drive. How is Turkey? Are you guys doing good from the earthquakes and whatnot? I mean, I guess the one positive thing, you have a wonder of the world now. You basically have a Grand Canyon. I hope you guys are all doing good. Yeah, 4 to 5 hours away. So you must be are you northeast or are you on the west coast? Oh, you're on Disney, so you're near Orlando, I'm pretty sure. For whatever reason, I always forget where Disney is. I feel like I shouldn't, but all right, on the charts. So kind of dumbed down my macro view until we break either 4,200 or 3,800. We're in this neutral stance. We're neither macro bullish nor macro bearish. To me, I know there's rate hikes. I know there's people saying, oh, what about banks and what about this and all these terrible things that are happening. I'm going to say this again. Markets do not bottom on bullish news. When we had COVID and everyone thought the world was ending, the market bottomed. Literally the next day, the next moment bottomed. And we soared, right? Obviously there was the crash and everyone's like, oh my goodness, this is so bad, this is so bad. And then everyone said, the world's over, the market's going to shit. Everyone went to the store and bought everything. Companies are going to fail. People are going to suffer. People are going to die. Market bottoms, boom. Send it. Send it. We sent it, literally. I mean, think about 2008. If I can remember correctly, and I was younger, right? I was like 12, 13, maybe 14. I don't really remember. I should remember. Like, I know what age I was, but I just remember when it was happening. Kids were getting pulled out of school. Parents were canceling vacations. There was like another family that went on vacations with my family. They couldn't go anymore. People, I believe used cars, like, or not even used cars, but like, I'm pretty sure like motorhomes and stuff and boats, like vehicles, but not like essential vehicles. You know what I'm saying? Like tanked because no one was buying them. Everyone was terrified. And I'm pretty sure that was the market bottom. If I kind of calculated, I don't know the month, I don't know the day, I know the time of year though. And I remember kids are getting pulled out of school. Their parents were getting laid off. They were freaking out. I had several friends that had to move. So basically they're in a house their family couldn't afford and they had to move and go somewhere they could, more affordable. I remember my parents, even though my dad's owned his own business and whatnot. So, and before I get you're a privileged white kid, whatever, fuck you, first of all. No, my dad's worked from the bottom up, built a business, very, very successful, worked 12, 14 hours a day, never gave up. But I remember in 2008, they sat my brothers and I down. They're like, hey, we're probably not going to go on this vacation this year just because we don't know what's happening. We're fine. We don't have to do anything, but we just need to be careful. So, like, my family was fine. We took those precautions. My family's never lived outside of their means, nor needed to. But I just remember when all that was going on, I'm pretty sure that was right before 2009. And if we zoom out, and I could be wrong about this, right? We had 2008, right when 2009, right? So you have 2008 at the end. And this was around like November. So usually my parents like would take us somewhere for, not like take us somewhere for Christmas, but for Christmas they get my brother, because my brothers and I never wanted, like, not that we didn't like want anything, we weren't like normal kids, but like, I went hunting and fishing all the time. I didn't, I didn't ask my parents for Jordans. I didn't ask my parents for nice clothes. I didn't ask my parents for, an Xbox or anything like that, or games or whatever. I went hunting and fishing, so I wanted a shotgun or I wanted whatever. And once I had all those things, and I was like 12 or 13, they couldn't give me anything, so they got us, we just went on vacation, and that was our Christmas gift. That was a couple months before Christmas, right? In 2008, look where we bottomed, right at the beginning of 2009, right? When everyone is leaving school because they have to help their parents or they have to move, a lot of them had to move out of the county, move into, they were moving into cheaper housing, whatever, so their family could afford, so they get taken out of schools, right? When all of that was happening, we bottomed, right? Now, I'm not saying that that's happening today, but I'm saying that banks are quote-unquote collapsing, and I don't believe that for a second. I think the banks that are collapsing are ones that don't matter. I think a lot of people are getting sucked into this idea that SVB, right, that bank, I've never heard of that bank. Okay, I've worked in corporate finance for 6, 7, 8 years. I didn't work for 40 years, but 6 to 7, 8 years, that's a long time. What the big banks are. What matters. Where money flows. the top 10 banks that actually matter: J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, Deutsche Bank, so on and so forth. If J.P. Morgan, right? J.P. Morgan, trillions of dollars. I think it's $3 trillion in assets. If they go down, we're fucked, right? SVB, what do they have? Like 100 billion? How much was SVB? I don't have my phone, so someone tell me how much in assets do they have? Because if they don't have at least 500 to 600 billion, they don't matter. I need to move this closer. Excuse me. God, I look extra white today. It's these new lights. I put lights in here and they're super bright. Touring musician all through the '08 meltdown. I'll tell you, man, traveling across the country back and forth, and the van difference I saw '07 versus '09 was just incredible. Yeah, I mean, and I feel like in some regard we are seeing that, but we also have to take in that we have a super diverse economy. There are literally people that can post pictures of their feet on the internet and make money now, right? Hunting and fishing, it was life skills. Yeah, I know how to do. That's the good thing. If we ever 200 billion, so yeah, they're not worth anything. It was the 18th largest bank in the news, if my memory is correct. So they're not worth shit. I said this a couple live streams ago. Of the top 20 banks, the only ones that matter are the top 10. After that, you go from 500 billion, which is like Wells Fargo, I believe, to like 150 billion, which is some bank I've never heard of. Or I've heard of them, but they don't matter. Coinbase had money in it. If I don't think it impacted the crypto market as much. Yeah, but even if they did have money in it, they probably have money in every bank, right? Like JP Morgan's going to use Coinbase, or they probably already do. Hunting and fishing life skills. So on that's one thing I'm really happy about is if the world ever goes under, there's a zombie apocalypse, I know exactly what to do. Exactly what to do. I have 5,000 rounds under my bed. I have a literal like knife collection. I know how to dress animals. Dressing animals is gutting them, preparing meat, how to keep it fresh, how to salt it so it stays fresher longer, how to clean fish, how to catch fish without a rod, right? Without any kind of fish. I know how to do all that. How to cook it and make it taste good. Same with birds. I know how to hunt birds. I know how to track them. I know how to train dogs to hunt birds. That was my life for the first 20 or so years. I don't know how to hotwire a car. I wish I knew how to do that. That might help. I've been watching The Last of Us recently. Good show. Definitely check it out. What I don't like, and I know I'm going to get a lot of criticism on this, they just... like every relationship except for one are gay people. And I don't have a problem with anyone being gay, but that's just unrealistic. Right? It kind of feels like they're shoving it in my face, which I don't like. It's the same thing with anything. Like I don't want anything shoved in my face. Nor does anybody, but like I'm a straight guy. I don't want to watch two dudes kissing for like an hour. That was a whole episode. It's two dudes kissing. It doesn't bother me that two dudes do whatever they want, but like I don't really want to watch that. Like, I would imagine that two gay people don't really want to watch two straight people making out, right? I don't even like watching two straight people make out like the whole time. So that to me is whatever. The Last of Us, great show. Really like it. I've got stocks of tuna cans. I hate canned tuna. Can't do it. My brother's a financial advisor for Schwab, says no one is freaking out even a little bit. Yeah, I know. I have a couple friends that are, one used to be a wealth management advisor for Wells Fargo. He's actually my dad's financial advisor, or has been. They used to be roommates in college and whatnot. And he also was on wrestling, like my old wrestling coach. So still talk to him. And for anyone that's like, oh, you're friends with your dad's friends, and he used to be my wrestling coach. But he's told me that really like 6 to 9 months they're probably going to start buying back. They've been doing bonds. Like bonds are literally free money right now. Kenya, greetings. I skipped that episode. No, it was a good episode. Like, yeah, okay, there's two gay guys, doing gay stuff, but it was like, other than like, they did it in a good way. It was kind of annoying, but they did it in a good way. Even the flamboyant guy really wasn't like that. Like, he wasn't annoying. He was just, he's a little flamboyant. That's okay. Like, it's okay. And the other guy was like, you're more rugged, survivalist. But I thought it was good. It was entertaining. I didn't need to, like, I don't like watching anybody make out on my TV when I'm watching. I'm like, dude, come on, man. I don't care about this. But it was good. I thought it was good. Yeah, I'll get to the Bitcoin TA in a moment. So, moving on. S&P 500, still kind of in a neutral stance. Sorry, I kind of got distracted a little bit. DXY. So we have a couple of options here, and we talked about this, I believe, last week. There's a potential chance that we get a double bottom on the DXY weekly. If that happens, you're going to see a nuke in equities, a nuke in crypto, a nuke everywhere. Right? That would not be good. No bueno. So keep an eye on this. This is the chart you're going to look for, and watch how the 3,800 support reacts, because we also have a chance, I believe, of making a double bottom on the daily here. So this could also double bottom like this. DXY and SPX, whichever one gets that double bottom, that's the market direction. If the DXY fails and breaks under 101 or 102-ish area, bottom's in. If DXY pumps off that, confirms that double bottom, you're probably looking at some more pain across crypto and equities. Total chart. Not a lot to talk here other than that we're in resistance, so I'm going to keep moving forward because total basically looks like Bitcoin right now. Tether dominance. Now, I have said before that this could be a possible double bottom. I don't like it for a double. I think there's too much variation between the bottom and the confirmation point, but I've been wrong before. I'm more or less expecting this to bounce off 6%, maybe 6.5 as this area of support because it's held as support so far. Not a lot to decipher from this. It's not like we have a big reversal pattern. I know we broke out on a 4-hour retested, but nothing major yet. Nothing to draw from that just yet. Focus on DXY and SPX. Bitcoin. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. A couple things. I think a lot of people that are short right now are short way too early. I will give this to you guys today. Normally I don't do this. I'm expecting this, right? Clean double top, confirmation point, short here, add more here, bang. Like this. If that even happens. Like, we could literally go sideways and up like this too. That's possible, but that would be my ideal short setup. Double top. There's an easy invalidation point, easy confirmation point, so on and so forth. I do want to say one thing. I called this bounce at 26.8 area. Missed it by about $180. I didn't long. I don't long these little moves. I could care less about them. But in Discord, I was like 26.8. Probably gonna bounce. Got the bounce. Not bad. But a couple things. So, dump. Is it from FOMC or are we seeing exhaustion? So, on the 4-hour, tweeted this a couple times, you have price moving up, volume going down. That is exhaustion. That is bearish price action. That is usually a sign that the move is not healthy enough to break a major resistance. So, we had a rejection. I do believe, tomorrow probably going to be red, bounce off some point, come back up, double top. That would close things out. You can also see on the daily, volume going down, price going up. Again, bearish price action. What that tells you is that buyers are less willing to buy at higher prices, which will not push you through resistance. Last of Us is not a zombie story. The main story is love and empathy will save the world. Is it really? I figured that's in every zombie story, like with zombies, the zombies are just like a third party thing. It's not actually it's not actually about the zombies or whatever. It's about, it's usually about people's own conflicts. I mean, you look at The Walking Dead, which I didn't watch all of it, just kind of kept dragging on, but that's just between conflicts between people. I mean, if people just got along and, didn't didn't try to outgreed each other or outdo each other and this and that and the other thing, zombies wouldn't matter. I mean, you line 10, 20 guys up with machine guns. I mean, you're talking, guys, you put 10 Humvees, stack them together with M60s or whatever. I'm talking the big ass machine guns that they put on helicopters, they put on Humvees and all that. You line up 10 of those, doesn't matter how big the zombie horde is, you're going to shred them. Shred them. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever watched videos of what's happened in Afghanistan or heard stories, but I've heard stories from my uncle. They would shoot M60s at those trucks, like the whatever, at the Al-Qaeda trucks that would go and try and do whatever, and they'd slice them in half. That is a metal vehicle. Bone and flesh they said they disappear. If it hits a person, I mean, you shoot someone with an M60, they're gone. They're dust in the wind. If you have zombies, you line those cars up, they're gone. You clear it out. I mean, it's that easy. Due to the game, yeah, I never played the game. I'm not a big campaign person, more of a competitive. I play Apex Legends. I'm just starting to get back into League of Legends a little bit, but still on Apex pretty decently. I'm here for the zombie tips, yeah. Appreciate it, Amro. Yeah, I'm not right all the time, but the one thing I do is try to be realistic. Like, I didn't nail this move, right? I did nail this move. Did not nail this one. So, you know what? 1 for 2. I made like $50,000 to $60,000 on this whole move. It was like 3 weeks long. I'm happy with that. Right? All right. Moving on. So 4 hour. A couple things I'd like to see. Again, formation of the double top would be great. If we don't get it, I think it is very likely that we break 29K still. Until we see that reversal pattern, I still think that's likely. I think this is just FOMC, liquidation hunting, just bullshit. It's just bullshit, right? I mean, the FOMC days, like, all this volatility is just liquidations. Just liquidate everybody. The market makers, the exchanges, they all make bank today. Don't try and trade days like today, because even if the direction is down, we're still probably going to form a double top, or we'll probably form some kind of setup. It happens all the time. What league in Apex? What rank? Masters. I'm like 16K RP right now. Once I hit Masters, I kind of stopped playing, and then I play like other games with my brother. Sometimes I play the old Black Ops Zombies with my brother. It's pretty fun. But I want to show you guys this, because I keep saying this on Twitter before I kind of wrap up this live stream. I have a dinner I have to go to in like an hour, so I have to get ready. I'm still in my boxers. You guys just can't see it, nor probably do you want to. So this is what I'm talking about when I say that 30K is very, very important. So you have this idea of 30K as a pivot point. It's acted as support, 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 and now acting as resistance. If we zoom out, and I don't know if any of you guys remember, 10,500 was an area of area of resistance, 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 breakout, retest, full send, turn it into support. Okay, I'm not saying that the same exact thing is going to happen. I just remember in 2018, 2019, 2020, everyone was talking about we break 10K, we full send, right? We literally full send. When we broke 10K, other than this, right? Other than this whole fiasco here, which was crazy. For those of you that don't know, like, I had a friend that called this top, and I couldn't believe my eyes. He said 13,700, and we stopped, like, right there. And I was like, wow, you're better than I am. But now he's brain dead from a DUI, so maybe he's not better than I am. Shout out Steve, wherever you are. But here we go, 10,500, huge pivotal point for Bitcoin. We resistance, breakout, retest, full send. You have 30K. Support, resistance, right? We are back above the 200 weekly moving average, which is technically our bull trend or upward bull trend. And for those of you that don't like, I don't like these. Like, I don't like the whole idea of like giant diagonal lines that go up like this that you'll see from people's charts. I just wholeheartedly disagree with that. But here you go. You have 30K acting as resistance now. Is this macro bearish? Possibly. It's very, very possible that maybe we're just getting a retest of a major support area where you have basically a breakdown, retest, continuation. That's very, very possible. However, Bitcoin is ultimately a bullish asset, right? It's being adopted more. It's being put in more people's faces. More people are buying it. Wallets are increasing. There are more exchanges. There are more traders in the space. There's more influencers. There's more banks getting involved. There's countries getting involved. And I'm just disagreeing with the idea that we go below 10,000. Even if this is a retest and maybe we go lower to 10K and then bounce like this, right? This is possible. I'm not saying it's not. But with everything that's going on, especially with, now, to get to 10,000, your stock market's going to crash. There's no way the stock market bottoms and Bitcoin just continues to go down. It's just not going to happen. How do you do a short without leverage? You have to use leverage. You just use 1x. Yeah, you just use 1x leverage. But the only way we break the lows is if the stock market breaks and we have just a macro. You have a macro breakdown, a macro crash, right? But 30K, I mean, we break 29, 30K. We're not looking back, right? I'll stand by that. I saw it when it happened at 10K, and it was crazy. Absolutely bananas. So I hope that a lot of you took my advice and at least bought some in here, right? I said it for weeks, for months, for a whole year. We're down 80%. Take advantage of this, right? But that's all I have for today. Guys, for future reference, don't trade the FOMC days. I personally have lost a couple $1,000s trying to trade them, and I stopped trading them like 3 or 4 months ago. For whatever reason, it's just a giant liquidation event. This never happened before this year, by the way. Like these dates, the market barely moved, if that. So, don't trade them. Just let it move. Wait for the setup. Wait for clarity, and then go ahead in your trades. With all that, guys, please be patient. Use risk management.